The new student. I didn't have a choice, but I'm glad that it happened. Most children are carefree and simply spend their first 5 years in school slowly making friends. Slow didn't happen for me. As a child, I was one of those kids who hid behind their mom's leg and who would only play with children that she felt comfortable with. As a result, I had my first friend being in 2nd grade, and I played with her every day. Sadly, our friendship didn't last long. It was my first separation, and definitely not my last. My best friend changed schools the next year, and I was left behind. A year later, it was my turn to change schools. I never realized by transferring schools, I would leave behind everyone I've ever known. This was a mind-boggling concept for a 7-year-old child to grasp, so the idea never clicked inside the safe bubble I lived in. When the new school year began, I stepped into unfamiliar territory, surrounded by unfamiliar people. And because I was the new student, the teacher informed the other students of my arrival. Everyone was kind, and eventually I became friends with everyone in class. Although I wasn't exactly the student who would ramble on in class, I would be able to converse with other students and soon developed a great connection with them. Just when I thought things were going perfectly, I moved again. Having developed such a deep connection with these people, I was torn by leaving once more. I said my farewells and floated away, only leaving behind memories. Eventually, I became tired and was annoyed about transferring for the 3rd time. When I walked into my new school, I instantly recognized a familiar face, a girl named Natalie, who had been in my writing class that we've taken outside of school. A familiar face made the transition between schools a little bit easier. By a couple of weeks later, I had become really good friends with her and had got to know more people in class. My 5th grade teacher was the best. He would tell jokes and funny stories about himself from when he was younger. I eventually became very comfortable in class, to the point that I was so engaged in his stories I still remember them today. I also remember when my hands would shoot right into the air and ask multiple questions, and I participated in many class discussions. It was an amazing year, and I loved that class, but of course, all good things come to an end. Time crept up behind me and never allowed me to settle. At the end of the year approached, I knew I wouldn't be able to attend the same middle school as the other students, since I was a transfer student and I didn't live in the area. My entire childhood is all about transitioning to different schools and becoming the new student all over again. Although the transition between schools may have been difficult, each experience helped develop the person that I am today. Because I became the new student numerous times, I learned to adapt to unfamiliar places and become more social. Luckily, in high school, I was able to reunite with a majority of the people from all 3 schools. I'm happy for the person that I've become. I've seen that I've come a long way from being a shy and timid child to becoming an individual who's comfortable in her own skin. Through these events, I learned to live in the moment and to make the most of my time in the now, because I'll never know when I might be the new student again.